Damian Lillard, who was involved in a lot of trade talks, ultimately did not get traded. He's on the Blazers right now. They lost in 6 to Denver in the first round. And yes, Dame had a fantastic series, but he was going up against Campazzo and Austin Rivers and Monte Morris. He wasn't going up against great guards. Not to diminish his greatness, but let's just call it spade a spade.
Just did.
Yeah, that is what you just did.
They drafted Greg Brown. They got Cody Zeller, Tony Snell, Larry Nance. They lost Derrick Jones Jr., Melo, Zach Collins, and Enes Kanter. And really, what are the Blazers going to be? I think it's like overdue that they should have blown this team up already, but they keep trying. And Larry Nance Jr. is a good addition, but you lost Melo. You lost that scoring punch off the bench. You lost some solid players in the process of getting these other good ones. And I think it's just time to blow it up. At least trade C.J. McCollum, for God's sakes. Just trade one of them. It's just time to blow this thing up. Their projected starter lineup is Dame, CJ, and Norman Powell. That is the smallest 1-3 lineup I've seen in quite some time. Norman Powell's like 6'4".
Yep.
So I just don't see it. Dame, this is the thing I don't get. The Blazers aren't a good team. If you have to average 30 for your team to be competitive, you're not a good team. It's not even like James Harden, where Harden on Houston was averaging 30. There was a 4th seed. There was a 1st seed. Dame is averaging 30, and in 2019, they were a playing team. They barely made it. This past season, the 6th seed. I just don't see it. If he has to do this much for them to be competitive, and I think they got worse this year, this team is going to miss the playoffs. I don't think the Blazers are making the playoffs this year.
I got them in the play-in.
I got them in the
play-in.
Bro, it's not that spicy of a take.
It's my turn to go?
The Blazers, to me, their ceiling is a 6th seed, but they won't make the playoffs. The Blazers are done. It's time for these new teams to come and take the mantle. The Memphis and Timberwolves. The Blazers won't make the playoffs, and they should blow it up because it's not going to happen. They're not making it.
Wow. All right. Yeah. Portland, I like Dame. I think Dame's a really great player, top 10 player in the NBA. I think last year he did everything he could to get them out of that Denver series, and his guys didn't show up. I prefer a starting lineup of Dame, CJ, Covington, Larry Nance, Nurkic, have Norman Powell bring that scoring punch off the bench. You need some scoring off the bench. I'd rather that lineup, but I'm not the coach, so I'm not the GM either. Mm-hmm. But I think to say they're not going to make the playoffs, and trust me, I get it. Dame has said he wants to win, and if I'm the franchise player and I tell you I want to win, and you bring me Larry Nance, Cody Zeller, and Tony Snell, I would honestly ask for a trade the next day. But Dame is loyal, and I still think this team is going to be competitive because they have that scoring punch in the backcourt. If Nurkic can stay healthy, this is a guy who could still put up 15 and 10. Larry Nance is a really good defender. Norman Powell, he's small, but he's a good defender. He's a good scorer. They got guys, they're not no slouch. I think they're just as good as Dallas. I think this is a team that Dame can still elevate them to the playoffs. There's not going to be a day in Dame's prime where he misses the playoffs. There just isn't going to be that. Dame is just too good, and he's too much. He puts too much. He shows too much in this league that he can carry.
You want to know why it's going to happen? I'll tell you why.
Why?
James Harden in Houston made the playoffs.
You bring him up one more time.
He made the playoffs 8 straight times. Mm-hmm. Right now, the Blazers are on the verge of breaking that, but it won't happen.
Like I was saying before, I was really interrupted by that Harden nonsense.
Because Dame's not as good as Harden.
I think Dame is he may not be as good as Harden, but I think Dame is a great player. I think Dame can still average 30. He can still get his teams win. And this is a guy who Portland wins regular season games. They win regular season games. And this is a team still equipped with a good roster. I think their ceiling is a 6th seed. I think their floor is a play-in.
It's going to be the same team as last year.
6th seed. All right. They're just as good as Dallas.
Do they have a better roster than Minnesota?
Talent-wise, no.
I don't believe they're just as good as Dallas, personally.
I think they're just as good as Dallas.
How so, though?
Dame, Luka, CJ, Porzingis.
Am I wrong to say that I'd rather Luka than Dame?
No, you're not wrong. Okay. But I think they're still, right. they're still, you know what I'm saying? I think they do the same thing in the sense of they both carry their teams and have a heavy load.
Okay.
CJ, I would take CJ over Porzingis. That's just me.
Okay.
I think Norman Powell.
Tim Hardaway, I'm taking
same
Timmy.
boat.
Fair,
Tim
fair.
for them.
I understand
what
you're
saying.
Yeah.
Nurkic, Dwight Powell. Do I really need to go into the? Yeah. Do I really need to assess that?
I'm with you.
No. I just think Dallas's bench is probably a bit better, but I think their starting five. Portland's going to be the same team last year. Yeah, you're going to be a regular season team that wins games and gets into the playoffs. They're at least going to get into the play-in. To say they're not going to even make the play-in.
No, I said they'll be a play-in team.
Yeah, they're going to get into the playoffs.
I thought you said they're not making the playoffs.
Yeah, I did. I didn't say. I said play-in. They won't. They'll make the play-in.
What the hell is the play-in? Is it the playoffs or not?
It's a 9 and 10.
I think the play-in is making.
You
the
think
playoffs.
What do you
No,
think?
play-in is a 10 seed to 7 seed.
Yeah, but
So,
I feel like
7
the
seed is
play-in's
the
like
playoffs,
It's like
though.
a mini playoff.
No, I
though.
know, but they have
He's
to
saying
face
they
off.
won't. He said they won't win the play-in.
I'm saying
Oh,
the
yeah, they won't
Blazers
win the
will
play-in.
be in the play-in,
They won't win
which
the
means
play-in.
they'll be a 9-10 seed.
I mean, what's Dallas's record been their seed the last 2 years?
Dallas was 5.
Five
Blazers
last
were
year.
6. Yes, but they
Twice.
And they were back-to-back 5.
The Mavericks, the Blazers, the Lakers all had the same record.
Yeah.
42 and 30.
Well, the Blazers 2019 were an 8th seed.
Playing.
And that's
So-
when the play-in
So,
came in.
so obviously,
It's the same.
similar to the Mavericks, they really didn't make that many improvements. But obviously, they do have Damian Lillard. They do have CJ McCollum. But outside of that, I do have concerns with who's really going to score the basketball for them. Again, like you guys mentioned, I understand Norman Powell is a good option for them scoring-wise. But him being the third option, is that going to really contend in the Western Conference for that in between 5 through 6? Because let's be honest, the Warriors are probably going to be around there too. Nuggets are going to be around there. I am higher on Dallas than you are, clearly. But I think Dallas would be right there. Clippers, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Clippers over them too. There's just a few teams right now that I look at that are just better than the Blazers. And it could be in the near future. Joel really hit it right on the nose. This could be the last season that Dame's with the Blazers.
Oh, I think this will be the last
Dame
season.
has said, listen, this is the closest I've been to one. Well, this isn't verbatim what he said, but along the lines, this is the closest he's ever been to wanting to leave Portland. And in that being said, the Blazers did not do anything to bolster their case to try and make him stay. So it's possible that if the Blazers start going at a downward trajectory early in the season, that they're not going to try and maximize his trade value and potentially trade him before the trade deadline this season. It's really not that crazy for me to think that way, or CJ McCollum either way. And either way you shake it, if CJ goes, if Dame goes, this team is not that good either way.
So you're higher on Dallas.
I am. Because I'm confident that their guys are going to remain there.
Okay, I get what you're saying. So you're saying Dame is going to be traded?
Correct.
Because
Or CJ.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
But I mean,
But what if they do stay? Who are you higher on?
I think Dallas.
It's crazy.
I think Dallas just because I think Luka is really like that, and we just saw again against the Nuggets. Portland was favored to beat the Nuggets, and they kind of got handled. And that's even with Damian Lillard having 10 plus threes in a game, and
Lost in 6. Luka lost in 7.
which is I understand what you're
a
saying,
better
but
team.
a way better team.
Way better.
Both of them performed though. Let's not act like
I'm not saying that Dame.
okay.
No. Listen, this isn't a Dame versus Luka thing.
Well, one performed against Pat Bev, Kawhi, and PG. Another one performed against Campazzo, Monte Morris.
Hey,
and
you
Austin
got to
Rivers.
perform. He performed
No,
outstandingly too.
Damian was great. It's
And Aaron
just-
Gordon was guarding him. Stop.
But the Blazers team
Who's
is
the
just
better
right.
defender, Aaron Gordon or Pat Bev?
I like Aaron Gordon because of his size.
Pat Bev.
Listen, no, it's not that crazy to say Aaron
Oh,
Gordon's
it's 'cause of
better.
his size.
What
Yeah.
about PG?
Wait. Pat Bev was guarding a 6'7" guard.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Wait,
You shouldn't have
what
been
are you
doing
talking
that.
about?
Like
He's
Pat Bev
saying,
was
yeah,
guarding Luka. He's
Luka.
6'7".
What about PG?
Aaron Gordon 6'8",
PG
guarding a
was,
6'3".
PG was guarding Luka, bro.
Okay, that's fair. You can say that. That's
Okay.
fair. If you
But
said
he was
Pat
giving.
Bev.
He was killing
giving. Yeah, he was
No, he
killing.
was.
him.
The only
that's
one he
fair.
wasn't killing was Kawhi.
Yeah, that's fair. But he said Pat Bev. I didn't like that. Like he's 6'3".
So,
Wait,
6'1"
You
actually.
gave Pat Bev credit when he strapped Devin Booker.
so you said
Yeah, which is bad on Devin Booker's part. But
Oh.
Luka's like, come on,
you said your ceiling for Portland's around that 5-6.
6.
Okay. I feel like their ceiling for me, given the fact that this Western Conference is getting pretty, I would say it's getting healthier, aside from obviously Kawhi Leonard. But even still, I like the Clippers more. I feel like their ceiling for me is around that 6-7. And like Joel said, I think that their floor is probably a play-in.
And also, injuries have been catching up to Portland these past couple of seasons.
You guys lost faith in Dame.
Nah,
bro.
And the defense is mid.
No, their defense is terrible.
Oh my god.
Their offense isn't terrible.
No, their offense is actually
But
pretty good,
it's
bro.
CJ,
One of the
it's-
best in the
it's
league.
CJ,
Yeah, it is.
it's CJ Dame,
Keep
obviously,
your head up.
and Norman Powell. Who
100%.
really else? You lose
I can
Melo.
ask you that for Dallas though. It's Luka and who else?
Tim Hardaway, Jalen Brunson's not terrible. Obviously,
Even Kristaps
Porzingis.
Porzingis gives you 20, 21 a game.
CJ's better than both of those guys.
He probably
wasn't last
is
year.
better than.
What you mean? He was on an MVP trail before he got hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt, and what happened?
But he was.
What's the
killing.
narrative on right now? He was terrible in the playoffs.
He was.
He
But
was.
we're not talking about, we're talking about getting there.
Correct.
I
CJ
know.
to start the season
He wasn't
was
healthy all year, though.
crazy.
Sir,
He was healthy for most of the year.
shut your goddamn mouth. It's JC's turn. to
Nah,
talk.
I mean, look, I mean, like I said, I mean, I have this team. The ceiling for this team is the 8th seed. I think.
What?
Ooh.
I'm being dead serious. I think this team's gonna make the 8th seed or the play-in. Like I don't
Portland
see.
Trailblazers?
Yeah. I could list you the teams I think.
No.
are better than them.
Listen, not yet.
Not
I
yet.
was about to say the 7th seed a team that I think is going to be ahead of them is the Clippers. Am I wrong for thinking the Clippers?
So
are
the
gonna be ahead
team,
of
who do you
Portland?
have ahead of the Blazers that you have them at the 8th seed?
Yeah, now you can name your 7. Now we're asking for you.
that I have like the 7 that I have in?
in front of Dame.
I
Just-
mean,
just
Man,
go
just
from-
name,
go
just name
from-
the
yeah,
first
just go
three.
from
We
like
don't
five-
need
I'm
the
I'm
top
gonna
to
go.
seven.
I'm gonna go
5
from the
to 7.
Warriors because I have
Yeah.
them 4. So
Okay.
Warriors, Nuggets, Mavs, Clippers.
So you trust in Dallas too? That's crazy.
Bro, Dallas has Luka,
Luka's
and they
better
made
than
they made the
Dame,
playoffs back to back
and
years
they
as the
had
same
Dame.
seed.
bro, but they had they were the higher seed than the Portland, albeit that they had the same record.
But Luka's finished higher than Dame.
They had the same record,
They
He
did.
finished higher though.
but they had the same.
That's
record.
fine, but he finished higher though.
They had the same record. They won
All right,
the
so
same
time
amount
out.
of games.
So it's time out. So
But
who
did
finished
Portland
as the
get
higher
worse?
seed?
I don't
Who
care
had the
about that. They had
tiebreaker?
the
What do you
same
mean you
amount
don't
of
care about the
record.
Hold on,
tiebreaker?
real quick.
Yo, like
They won the
what?
same amount of
It
games.
doesn't
Real-
matter.
real
One seed
quick.
was higher than the other.
Dallas, they didn't get worse. They didn't get better.
They stayed the
You would say
same.
they stayed the same. Did the Blazers get worse?
Not really.
Yes, they did.
They lost Melo.
Melo
Come
was
on.
a decent scoring option for them.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Oh, we're not doing that.
He's a
doing
Hall
it.
of Famer.
Right now?
He averaged 15 last year for them.
That's a big loss,
Oh.
especially with the offense that's already. from
Bro,
what I'm looking
Canner
at
was
right
a
now,
big
bro,
loss
it's
too.
limited.
Not gonna lie.
What the fuck?
Canner was a pretty big loss.
Can't guard.
But you bring in Larry Nance, I mean, it makes
It makes up for
obvious-
that,
yeah.
bro.
I mean, like
And Nurkic, he needs to stay healthy a whole season. That's what we
agree.
need to see.
All right, bro. I get it.
You
You
guys
got,
disrespected it.
you got ambitions as a rider.
it's not. Isn't I don't think it's being disrespectful
No, I
towards
think 8 seed
Dame,
is
bro.
crazy.
How?
Nah,
He's finished
It's
AC
seal-
2 years ago with the same team.
This is not the same team.
I'll be honest, you're gonna be very mad. when
Ceiling
you
was
hear
8th
mine.
seed.
Huh?
Ceiling is 8th seed.
I don't think they're gonna be
Yeah,
better than the
see-
7 teams in the West. I
No,
don't.
listen, I'm cool with that.
I don't.
I'm cool with that.
I'm
Listen,
cool with that
could
as
be-
a floor.
That could be, nah, not a floor. You can say like where you want.
No,
it to
I
be.
think their ceiling is 8th. It's gonna happen this year.
Listen, I respect that.
It's gonna happen this year. We're
crazy.
gonna revisit this video, and they're gonna be the 8th seed.
They've
Probably not even.
They've
they'll-
consistently won games.
Dame is good enough to win you a playing series. So I'm not gonna disrespect them OD like that.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Nah, so I say
JC,
he's gonna
it's
be the 8th.
okay.
It's gonna
Hit
be the
him
8th.
up.
Yeah, exactly.
Hit
You
him
guys are
up.
crazy, bro. He's consistently showing that he can win games in the regular season.
He's
against
not better
whoever.
than Luca.
He doesn't
He's not a
have to
better
be.
leader than
He
Luca.
doesn't-
He's not a better player than Luca. He doesn't impact
He's
his
not a
team
better
better.
leader.
Yeah,
He doesn't impact. He doesn't impact his team better than Luca.
What the? They've made the playoffs 8 straight.
we're
No
ta-
matter who you
but
put
we're
with them.
But we're talking about coming into this season. I don't think they're going to be better than the Mavericks.
No, but
And the
I
Mavericks
get
have
that.
gotten
That's
better,
understandable.
yeah,
But don't
from-
try to play that he's a better leader than Dame. Don't do that.
Yeah, that's
That's
strong.
crazy.
That's strong.
Don't do that. That's crazy. You can say he's a better player.
Leadership
He
don't,
nitpicked.
bro.
Yeah,
Whatever.
he nitpicked.
We-
You
can say he's a better
he-
player.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
nitpicked OD. No, but
He
he's
did.
definitely
You
a
said
better
that,
player.
And you can't lie.
You said
He's
that loud and
definitely a
clear.
better
But okay,
I know.
let's just call a spade a spade.
Wait, but how's he not a better leader though? If his team consistently finishes higher, and we both feel like these teams aren't
He's
that
been in the
good.
league 3 years.
consistent. Yeah, it was
Consistently been
only
2.
3.
Dame's teams has consistently been playing.
I get what you're
But what
saying.
about-
But the last 3 years, where have the Blazers
Well, the
been?
last 3 years, the Dame went to the Western Conference Final the first year. Luka didn't make the playoffs. Then the second year,
okay.
they both got bounced in the first round. Dame played the Lakers, the team that went to the finals. And then last year, he just lost in 6. They won the same amount of games, though. So let's not do this like
But wait,
Luka's led them anywhere.
but Luca's battled the teams that you have. The team that you have said is going to win a
He's battled
championship
the same
back to back
team twice.
years.
Dame has battled
And
the
he's
Lakers.
cooked them.
He's battled the Lakers. He's played the Warriors.
So
damn near 3-4 times.
so what's Dame
He's-
doing against the Clippers then? What is he doing
He
against the
battled
Clippers?
the Lakers. He lost in 5.
No.
No, I'm saying like he's
saying,
played the
yes.
Lakers. He's played the Warriors with the Big 4, with
But
the
we're
Big
not going
3.
that far. We're
But I'm
going.
saying don't
we're
call
talking
him
about the
that.
Okay,
last
whatever,
year.
whatever.
let's
You
digress.
think Dame's a
Let's
better.
digress.
You think Dame's a better leader, whatever.
course.
But you can't
What are you about to say?
be blind
Dame's
to
a better
what's
leader?
happening.
I don't
What's
think so,
happening?
bro. If your
I
team
think
don't
so.
The
finish higher, you'll be a better
Blazers
leader.
have made some changes, and if they start to struggle, it's going to be hard for Dame to
I trust in
keep his
Chauncey
head up.
Billups. I trust in Chauncey
And honestly,
Billups.
for
think he's
me,
a
I
really
your
think
coach?
I think Dame is going to have trouble keeping that ambition as a writer. I don't know if it's going to happen. Too many changes.
You know what? I feel like
So
people
many
questioned
tears.
Steph Curry
How
last
do you
season
want
going
it?
into this season. Obviously, they tested his heart, his actual dog mentality. It's a similar thing here with Dame.
Wait, we're
It's-
not. Well, what's questioning? I think they're still going to make the playoffs.
You
I
said
think-
it. AFC.
I know, but that's still making the playoffs.
That's
But
their
you said
ceiling.
the
You mean at their
ceiling.
best.
Yeah, because I don't think that this team is. I think this is the same team, and I think they're honestly getting worse.
And there's better teams.